Hey guys, welcome back to the BFS Fishing channel, and in this video we're going to be going over this reel right here. Before we get into this video though, I do want to say that I have taken a little bit of a break. Things are alright, you know, life just gets busy, and these videos are more of a hobby for me more than anything. So nothing's wrong, I'm still here, I'm not going away, but yeah, it's been a nice break. I've had to take care of a lot of stuff, and you know, videos may be a little slow coming out for the next couple of weeks or so. But anyways, this video is going to be about this reel. I've been kind of eyeing this, and I didn't want to pull the trigger on it, and this is going to be another reel that is sort of in the like the $60 range. And so it's going to be considered kind of another budget reel. I really wish they would have kept it under the $50 range, but I understand that, you know, not every company is going to be able to do that. But let's go ahead and get into this. This is going to be pretty exciting. And I'll kind of tell you why I decided to go ahead and pick up this reel and kind of why it piqued my interest. So this is coming from Sheng He, and Sheng He is, I believe, the company that produces or makes the lingle, which a lot of people have spoken highly about. But this reel is actually called the Xiao Ju. Now in Chinese, that means little. So Xiao means little, and Ju, from my understanding, from what my wife tells me, is foal or pony. So this is my little pony, I guess. The other weird thing is that on the AliExpress ads is that they called this the Youth Edition. At least that's in their broken, you know, Google translation. Anyways, so let's take a look at the box. Nothing too special. You get some information there. It is a 7.3 to 1 gear ratio. They're saying 3 kilograms of drag strength, but on the ad, it says 4 kilograms. I don't know how big of a deal that is. This particular model comes in with 6+1 ball bearings. There is another one, which right now, oddly, is a little bit cheaper than this version and has kind of like a cool color shift paint job between like a green and brown. That one is supposed to come in with either 10 or 11+1 ball bearings. So if you are considering picking this reel up, then I would consider looking at that one, and I'll link both of them in the description below. But yeah, I went with this one, the 6+1, because it was a little bit cheaper at the time. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into this reel. And here it is. And I guess they give you, take a look at what they give you. A nice little bag, which isn't anything special. They give you some schematics, which is pretty standard, all in Chinese, which I don't understand. But at least the diagram is pretty thorough, fairly detailed. Some more instructions, and even they tell you how to cast. Anyways, okay, so let's set those aside and let's get into this. So this reel is made by, this is interesting, I've never seen anything like this before. I'm not going to need that. If anybody reads Chinese, wonder what that says. Maybe you can translate it and put it in the description. Okay, so it doesn't, it's kind of covered in like a weird sheen of oil, so I'll probably give this a nice wipe down before I actually start using it. Ooh. It does feel really smooth. Listen to this. So what's kind of interesting is that this reel comes with two, or what they say is that it comes with 2 ceramic orange seal spool bearings. And so hopefully you won't have to actually do anything to upgrade. But wow, that free spool is pretty long. It's still going. That's on the minimum brake settings. I actually wanted to get let's take a look at this. Okay, so the reason why I picked this reel up is because in one of the pictures, so it looks like it has a standard MagTrack style braking system, and it does indeed have an orange seal ceramic. So before I actually take this out and use it, I'm going to take these bearings out, and I'm going to take the seals off just so that it spins a little bit nicer. And I'm going to leave the spool out But the reason why I picked this reel up is because I feel like this reel, at least in some of the pictures, it looked very, very close to the Valiant Eagle 2. And let me grab my Valiant Eagle 2. So here it is, my Valiant Eagle 2. And upon inspection, it doesn't really look as close as it did in the photos or the schematics. I mean, the dimensions are fairly similar. I don't know if you guys can see that. So I'm wondering if these guys are using like the same OEM. Maybe it's a little bit off. I'll have to, you know, get into the reels and then kind of compare internals. There are a couple versions of this reel, and the spools are different, or are they? They might be a little bit bigger on the Xiao Ju. Actually, holy moly. So I'm wondering if they're using very, very similar or the same OEM to manufacture these. So the Valiant Eagle 2 is a 28, the maximum outer diameter is 28 millimeters. This one is a 29.87. Okay, what's the width? It's basically a 42.5. And the width of the spool shaft on this one is at 35. Okay, so they are different, but they looked so close in the photo. And actually, you can see that the side plates don't fit. But there is one other version of this reel that is, or two other versions. One is the 11+1 ball bearing version that I just mentioned that has that kind of color shifting paint job. But then there's one even higher that's selling for around $80. That is also a 11+1. It comes with Cork handles, and that one looks very, very similar. So I'll link that one too in the description below, and you guys can kind of look for yourselves and see, you know, what you think. I've got to say that the finish on this is not super duper amazing. I have a feeling that this reel won't be too shabby. All right, let's get some spool weights and an all up weight. So I hope you guys can actually see. Tear it out, and this is with the spool bearing on it. Okay, so they're claiming a spool weight of 5.9 grams, and this is coming in with 6.04 grams. And that is totally acceptable because there is a little bit of grease on here. One thing I am noticing is that if you guys can see that, the spool pin is kind of shifted over. So I don't know if that's something that was done in manufacturing. But while we're on the spool itself, let's get a diameter for you guys. So this is going to be a 23 diameter spool, and that's at the portion where you're actually going to lay your line, not on the outer diameter, which is where a lot of manufacturers kind of measure their IPT, which this one comes in at about 30. So 30 millimeters on the outer, but that's not where you start with your line lay. Your line lay starts at about 23 millimeters. So I'll do some calculations and try to see if I can get a more accurate IPT, or a more accurate but not exactly accurate IPT, because yeah, I won't get into that in this video. And I'm going to get you guys an all up weight with this, and you can tell like the locking mechanism of the reel itself, it's very, very similar to that Valiant Eagle 2. I feel like they used the same OEM for this reel. Okay, so they're claiming 150 grams, so we'll see what they... So 149.15 grams. So that's pretty accurate. That's very, very close. So this is going to be a 7.3 to 1. Let me get you guys some sounds. That's really clicky for the drag clicker. And then the star drag also clicks. That's a pretty good positive clicking sound. Wonder if the spool tension does not click. And you know, my thought is actually that spool tension doesn't really need to click. I mean, when you're talking about spool tension knobs anyways, when you have a clicking spool tension knob, it's not really doing much of anything, because you're kind of going a set distance and then it clicks, and then you're going another set distance and then it clicks. with a spool tension knob, you're usually looking for very, very small micro adjustments. And so those clicks don't even really do anything for you anyways. It's just kind of a, in my opinion, it's just kind of a gimmick. But yeah, let's try it and go ahead and set it to the max brake. Yeah, that's pretty strong for max brakes. And then we'll do a free spool. Yeah, that's pretty good. I mean, and I'm pretty sure that the 4 bearings that are missing are going to be in the handle knobs. And we can do just a really, really quick check. I do like that they have included some kind of TPU handles. It doesn't look like I can actually get into, I don't know if you guys can see that in there, but it doesn't look like I can actually get into the handle knob to adjust them. And so, you know, I guess something you could do if you really wanted to is to just swap out the handle. Although this one looks, you know, fine as it is. I might actually use this. I like how it palms. It's not nearly as nice as the Valiant Eagle 2 and the Kestrel Elite, but it's a very similar frame. It's very small, it's very compact. The brakes work really well. It is cheap, relatively cheap. Yeah, I'm excited to get this thing open and maybe get it out on the water at some point. It does have a conical, a very, very, very conical guide. I don't know if you guys can see that in there, but really, really triangular. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what this little pony does. The name is really funny to me. I really don't know where these manufacturers come up with these names. But there you have it. This is the Sheng He Xiao Ju, or Sheng He Little Pony. My Little Pony reel. Anyways, if you guys have any questions about this reel, please feel free to leave a comment in the comment section down below. If you liked the video, please consider giving it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, you can go ahead and leave a thumbs down. Let me know why you didn't like it. And with that being said, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.